Good morning, this is John Total Flint Napping. I want to tell y'all a little story before I get started. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how to thin short, thick chunks like this. And it got big bows in them and short and thick and chunky. But before we get started on that, I found some arrowheads in Natchez, Mississippi. There was some white, clear-looking material, and I'd never seen it before. And I probably was, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. And I took them to the archaeologist, and he said it was naviculite or naviculite, whatever y'all call it. I always call it naviculite. And it comes from Hot Springs, Arkansas. And I was learning the flint nap at the time, and I didn't think too much about it. And later on, somewhere years after I was married, back in the mid-'80s, I would say late 80s, somewhere in there, I had a friend that lived in Magnet Cove, and he was a coach and teacher, and also in the insurance business, and I went up and stayed with him to see if I could find some naviculite. So, you know, I didn't know if it's in pastures or creeks. I didn't know anything about it, so I went to the rock shops in Hot Springs. I just couldn't find what I was looking for, and I didn't know what would work and what wouldn't. But I couldn't find any of that clear stuff. It was kind of translucent, sort of like this blade right here. And so I looked for about 2 days, and I said, well, I'm going to go to home. And right across from the high school there in Magnet Cove was a little grocery store. And the name of it then was Henderson. And I asked him, I said, you reckon they let me cash a check? He said, yeah, they're good friends of mine. You just tell them I sent you up there. And I said, okay. So when I got up there, they said, well, what are you doing up here? And I said, I'm looking for naviculite. They said, well, did you find any? And I said, no. They said, well, you wasn't looking in the right place. That's what he meant. He said, look out the window in front of the store there, behind your truck where it's parked, and right across the road is this big old building. They said it's full of it. There's tons of it in there. And the man lives in the brick house. That road goes behind there, back at the end of the subdivision. His name is Mr. Wallace, and he makes whetstones. So they called him. It was on a Saturday. And he come up there and met with me, the nicest gentleman I ever met. I mean, he was just super nice. And he was my friend's Sunday school teacher in church. And he didn't know that's what I was looking for, because he didn't know nothing about naviculite. So anyway, he had tons and tons of it in there. He had like 15 or 20 stalls. He had polishing machine, making whetstones and all that stuff. I was amazed at the operation he had. So he said, well, how much of it you want? And I said, well, I'd like to get a good bit, you know, and see how it works. I didn't know you had to heat treat. Didn't know nothing about it. So he said, well, back your truck up in here. And he must put 1,000 pounds on my truck. And he said, that's what I owe you. He said, you don't owe me nothing. And I went home and I buried it in the ground and put different layers, and I finally got where I could heat treat it in the ground. You have to have a real hot deal on it. And then I got a kiln. So I come up with the idea of selling it. And I would go up there and he would rent us a compressor, me and my partner, and the backhoe for $45 a day and furnish the black powder. And we would drill holes in blasting core the naviculite. And I did that probably for 15 years, and I got out of the business. My partner continued to do it. But I just thought it was an interesting story, and we were the first people that ever cored it to sell out of that core, and probably anywhere in the United States. And but anyway, I got some here. A good friend of mine, Dan Collins, brought me some. Lives up in Oklahoma, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of these big humps. First place you need to do is put your glasses on so you can see, or your safety glasses. And you want to attack the best place to move the most mass. I got a great ridge running right here, and I really, really, really need to get rid of a little spot right there. It's going to mess my, there we go, I got rid of it. It's going to mess my isolated platform up, because my billet was going to hit it. I'm trying to balance this. I got about 20 knives right there just glued up under that table there. I don't want to fall. All right, we're going to try to run the flake all the way across here. Now, this is what I want to show you. You see that plate run all the way across? But guess what? It didn't move any mass. It just took a little thin plate, and I lost that much on my width. So we got to figure out how to get mass off of this thing. So we're gonna make another platform, and we're gonna raise it a little higher and make it a little thicker. Make one on both sides. We're gonna look at them and see which one looks the best. I don't like the way that's done. I'm afraid it's gonna knock my daggum fall into my knife up there. I'm gonna move that pan. This time I'm gonna try to hit higher up on that platform. And I'm gonna show you. Look at the mass it moved. And I want you to see how high up I hit. I can get it back in place. But I hit way up there. So the thicker and the higher up you hit, the more mass you're gonna move. Same thing here. Look at that. So if I want to get rid of this one, I'm kind of isolating this little platform right here. I'm gonna make sure I got a good roll on it so that I can hit a thick part of it, grind it good. And what I mean by a good roll is it's rolling down right here. So I can hit up here and get a good spot on it. I can hit right there we go. Now we got a check, little crack or a fracture or a step fracture, whatever you call it, a little check out spot there, like a little check at it. That's where the cortex is. Now I'm gonna hit way up here. If I can get under all that, remove all that cortex. We're gonna come over here. Got a lot of little cracks and cortex up here. Kind of hitting back and forth both ways. Trying to get me a good rounded platform. And this time I'm gonna hit it at the bottom, grind it real good. I'm gonna hit it at the bottom and run it this way where that crack was. See the stain where rust there, that's where the minerals got in there. So I'm gonna hit it this way, and I'm gonna try to go behind that. And if I can get it placed just right, you can see how I went behind it when I moved that by hitting that way. Now all I gotta do is come down this way, just a little almost straight down the thing, and it's gone. So now we turn it over. We got a woolly booger right here. I'm just trying to make a straight line across there, a smooth platform. Grind it a little bit. This time we're gonna try to take most of this out right in here. I'm gonna hit, look at this now, I'm gonna hit way up here. I mean halfway, see how thick this is? I'm gonna hit halfway through it. That's exactly what I did, hit halfway through it. And I took out exactly where I drew my line. Look at that. So now we're gonna come across here, get me a little straight line across from the platform. We're gonna do it, and I don't have to hit near as hard. I'm gonna hit down this way, like that. Okay. We'll kind of check everything out and see what's bad, and I still got a lot of width. I hadn't lost much width on it at all. Kind of just playing around here on the tip and see what it's gonna look like. Knock a little piece off on the tip here. Well, tip, we just say to point it in. I just did a little thinning on it, that's all. I think what I'm gonna do is stay on this ridge right here and run it like that. I can't see if when I go down, I guess I'm focused. I don't think I go down that far. If I go down further than that, I'm sorry. Just follow that little ridge. So now I'm going to play on this ridge. Yeah, I know you can see that, okay. So I'm going to reach down here and pick up my old rough abraider. We're going to follow this ridge. And I do use a rough abraider, and I grind hard when I'm moving a lot of mass. I use a real fine one when I get a fine point down, something real fine I'm working on like this. And I don't grind much, because I want a thick edge. I want to be able to move what I'm moving real easy. There we go on that one. Now this works real good. So let's go to our friendly copper bopper and see how it'll work on it. Come right through here and make me a little isolated platform. Grind on it a little bit. Try to run one right down through here. There she goes. I'm going to try to come down this ridge. I'm hitting this way because it had a little hangover or rollover. Y'all hear me talk about them all the time. When I say you can't flint nap air. If it's air out there blowing around, you can swing your hammer in it all day and the air keeps blowing, you can't tell you did anything to it. So if you got a hangover and you hit it, plates don't go very far because there's nothing but air behind the shock wave. That makes sense. If it don't, I got some videos that got good illustrations of it, where you can see the air behind it and daylight and stuff like that. Some of my YouTube videos. I'm going to try to run this channel down this way. I don't look to move a lot of stuff here, but I'm going to come straight across. And when I meant a lot of stuff, I meant thick stuff, like take a big bite off of it. I wanted to go halfway, it went 3/4 of the way across. And the same thing here, I don't want to move a lot of thick stuff, so I'm not making a big thick platform. And if you look, we got a hinge right there, so I'm come around behind it both ways. See if we can get it out. So I'm gonna hit here, that way, and that took 95% of it out. Actually, it took all of it out, just about. I'd probably take the rest of it out with my fingernail, that's how much was left. All right, we're gonna put this one in my cell pile. We're gonna work on another. This one's a real big challenge. This is some real grainy navaculi. It's like little snowflakes in it. Look at the bowl shape. I mean, it's dipped tremendously and got a big old hole over here. So what I'm gonna do is try to get some of this stuff out of the part that's dipped. I'm gonna work on the turtle bite part. And when I say turtle bite, I'm talking about the high hump. And the top of it looks like a turtle bite. The bottom of the turtle's flat like this. I'm gonna work on the flat part right now. See if I can get that bowl, a big dip in it, balanced out. And try not to lose much mass. That's the whole name of this video. The whole principle of this video is to try to move a lot of stuff fast so you don't lose much mass. But when it's like this, shaped like this, you gotta just peck at it on this side until you get ready to move some stuff. I'm gonna try to run a ridge up here and it will hinge. I don't care if it hinges, boy, my eyes have been cutting up all this pollen, the nose dripping. We're gonna try to run it right here and it probably will hinge there. But yep, it did. And not only did it hinge there, I said it probably hinged there, You can see a massive crack going through here, and that crack I thought was part of a hinge that was made earlier when I was roughing this thing out. But now I see it's a crack. So we're probably gonna lose half of this one. But anyway, you get the idea of how to straighten them out. Two massive flakes. Now we're gonna come off the top here, run a channel down it like a bend it from the base down like we're gonna do a flute, and run it all the way. And that's where it's gonna crack right there, break probably, because that's where the crack is. Man, I can't believe it held. Wow, that's a miracle. Bad crack, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you can pick it up with your fingernail there. So let's see. Maybe don't run all the way through to the other side. Can't believe what I'm saying. This is nothing but luck today. I need to try to make a real rare hard point today if I'm getting this lucky. I'll be doggone. That crack did not run all the way through. Oh boy, that is too funny. Okay, we still got a dip here, and I'm gonna come across from this side, run some thin the base here, and that'll help straighten it out. Like this, and that, and that. That took care of all that. Come straight across here. I'm gonna run these into the dip, right to the center. I'm gonna get a smaller billet. I don't need to hit near as hard. It's coming rightly. Well, I'm trying to do a demonstration. And like to messed up, I hit where I hadn't ground. Trying to show you, just lightly tap it. And that blended in so good with that low air. Same thing over here. We're gonna do the same thing. That's good enough. All right, put that in my cell pile. All right, here's a crazy shape one. Man, it's like a big scoop right there. Got a long ridge running here. Got a percussion bulb right there. So I think I'm gonna come across here. It's a natural platform. I think I'm gonna get this heavier billet. Just hit like that and move that. They're gonna take the point off. Kind of round this up a little bit here. And just lightly tap down on that ridge. And follow that. Now I'm gonna go up this ridge. And the reason I'm doing this, all this stuff's kind of like a puzzle sometimes. And I'm gonna show you as soon as I grind it. I'm gonna move this mass here and make it flat like this. Gotta feather it all out together. Don't hit high up. I want a thick hit. I'm gonna move a lot of mass. Now I'm gonna come back this way. I didn't hit high up as I wanted to. My aim wasn't that good, but I still moved a lot of mass. And try to come across this way and hit high up. There we go. I did good then. Hit up a lot higher. Run right through here and follow this ridge. There we go. Now I'm gonna come over here. This is where the slope starts going up. It's going uphill. So I'm gonna run one through here and it's gonna start leveling out. Watch this. I caught that one. Look how it's starting to level it out. Now one right through here ought to make it even better. I'm gonna do this light one here. I'm gonna try to run it very far just to show you. Look at that. All right. Started not to do that because I knew it had an overhang, and that's why it got a hinge on it. I'm gonna come down this way and try to take that out. There we go. I got lucky and got it out. All right, I'm gonna swing this thing a while. I like to swap them up. These don't hurt my rotator cuff because they're so light. They're a lot easier on my arms than this. I use my wrist big time when I'm driving flakes. I was like hitting a baseball. You want to swing through your wrist, I'll snap it down. Or like popping a bullwhip. Well, I didn't tell you what I was doing then. Here's a percussion bulb, and I was trying to run some into it. Weaken it a little bit from the back, but I didn't run them far enough. Didn't hit it hard enough. It won't go about twice as far. So I'm gonna come from behind it like this. Now I'm gonna try to run this one, round it off a little bit, a lot further. I want it to go almost to it. It did right there. That one did good. But what this gonna set me up is I can come in here, make me a little isolated platform. Work it from both sides, and I ain't gonna grind nothing. And gradually working my way into it. Trying to come behind it. And it's gonna be gone right now. It's gone, but I'm gonna run this big plate through here. And that's it. There we go. Put that in my cell pile. Last one. Let's see what we can do with this one. Let's study the problem. The problem is it curves down like that. This comes up. We got a big thick ridge right here we need to get off. Good thick platform. So if I come in here and hit it real thick, that ought to take all that out. Now I'm gonna look right in here. Got an overhang here. I'm gonna kind of come down like this and raise it back up. I'm hoping this will roll over and feather out right down here. I'll try to run one there. It rolled over and feathered out just like I hoped it would. So I'm gonna round this tip off here. It's real like it's not even at all. It's only like a 45-degree angle. Follow this ridge like that. Now when we look over here at this woolly booger, we got a dip in here and we got a hump here. We'll hit down on this to give me a rounded edge or convexity or fat boy, blob, whatever vocabulary word you want to use on it. There we go. Now if I hadn't put that convexity on it, it would have hinged right in here and feathered out. It almost hinged there, but I had just enough of it that it still had enough thickness to carry the shocks. That shock's got to have some place to go. If it don't, it's going to hinge out or not do anything. I'm going to try to roll this one right into here. Probably where that gray line is, a clear line running right through there. Feel like a crystal pocket, but it's not. Went right up to there, almost met it. Like about a 32nd reaching it. Gonna grind down this way We're gonna try to run one all the way up through here. There we go. That one dished out good. I was trying to move a lot of mass. I'm gonna show you how much mass one little blow could move. Let's see. Look at all that scooped out. I have a lot of people ask me about when I'm using a solid copper bopper, how come I don't come down and hit like this? I want to hit up here. This one was already rounded this way, so I'm hitting right in here with it. And it gives me a better platform to strike on, and I move a lot more mass. Eddie Lee Ballard does that. Jason Newman does that. A lot of guys that map real thin stuff I know uses that method. Just come down and just follow through, just come out, make a little curve with your swing and follow through. Well, this is good. We just got a little higher in here. I'm gonna take it out. I'll go ahead and throw it in my sail pile. And everything's good. Look how pretty it's shaping up. Got the overhang here. I don't want no hinges on the base, so I'm gonna start knocking this way, coming down like this. And what I'm hoping to do is come right across here. Instead of running like a flute, come this way, angle it this way. Run that chip up like that. That did good. Now, that little spot right here I'd like to get out. I'd like to run one down this ridge. Did all right. Raise this edge up a little more. Lightly tapping on it. I don't know if this is working or not. It's a lot of little chatter, a lot of little hinges right here. I'm going to try to hit above them and run a flake that way. And that's exactly what it did. You can see all the little chatters in the top of that isolated platform there. And the reason it did that is because I hit on top of it. I hit above it and straight down, like same thing here. See how pretty it run that out of there. Okay, I'm gonna put this up and call it today. I tell you what, I got a little more time. I got my knife gluing, that's why I'm playing around. I don't have time to do this, but I gotta wait till the glue dries, so it gives me time. So let's just see, finish this thing out and see how thin we can get it. I'm just pulling this edge up. Actually, I'm making a continuous platform, really. There'll be nothing isolated on it. Grind it a couple times, try to drive some big flakes across there. It did pretty good. Send that out real quick. Let's look right here. That one did good. Let's raise this edge up. Right in here. That one did good. Oh, we got a bad spot right there. On a high little hill. Drink me some water before I start wheezing and coughing. That did good. We got a red cross here a little higher here. Mistake I make when I'm thinning stuff a lot, when I don't have a certain type point made, like I'm gonna make a Dawson or a Pickwick or a Yuma or something like that. If I go to hitting too close together, I'm in a hurry and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll hit here, here, and here, and my spaces won't be that far apart. If you really want to keep something thick, not thick but wide, you need to space your percussion blows out a good bit. There's a little booger in here, I don't know if I can get it out. It's really aggravating. That spot I saw a while ago, I waited too late before I saw it. Start weeding. Trying to come right across there. I got it out. There we go. Now, let's see what we can do over here. I don't know if I'm hearing my wheezing or not, but I can hear it. I'm going to have to go to the house and get my, call it my inhaler, a little bottle. It gets worse. I'm going to thin the base. We'll change to a smaller billet. Okay, here we go. Look at what I took out of this. I don't know if you can see that pencil line. Now, if I come right here and right here, if I come over here, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to have this much height left to take something else out. What I'm talking about saving your width, you don't want to do your percussion real close together. Same thing with pressure flakes. You skip your pressure flakes a little further and come back and take the deltas out. I'm going to try to come out here. This is exactly where we're covered from. This one here, did this right here, and that's the delta left. One little tap will move that out, and I already got it super thin. So now I'm going to come down on this end and try to remove this mass here. And if I took my time and pressure flake these isolated platforms, instead of banging on with a billet like I'm doing, sometimes my accuracy's off, and I get in too deep and I lose width doing that. Like right there, I didn't mean to dig in that deep. So, another way of trying to save your width, try to thin it real good across here. Wow. Haven't cut all the way out in there. Now it's time to move this one. I'm just lightly tapping down on it. There we go. This is perfect right now for indirect percussion instead of it is. I'm more trying to hit that little razor edge is tough on the accuracy. Woo! One little slip up and you done broke her in half. All right, this is where I'm light grinding. I'm not trying to run my flakes too far. I'll come right through there. Ooh, that did good. I'm just looking here and trying to find little isolated high spots. I can move a lot of mass without having to worry about the width. I didn't grind that, I couldn't hit it. Kept beating on the pad. There we go. Ooh, I gotta look at it and break it there. Look how in I hit. I don't know how I hit that high in. The older I get, my accuracy's leaving me. Boy, this base needs something done to it. A little thick. I'll try it right here on this little bitty spot. Wow! Look at that. Man, unbelievable. No grinding. Tapping on the razor edge. Just trying to move little flakes. A little bad spot right in here where I hit too high up. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna call this one quit. I'm not gonna try to go any thinner on it unless I do indirect percussion. I gotta get busy and finish my knives. Well, I don't sit here and lie. That's the problem. Something looks good when I'm working on it, and when I get to turning it up and around, I see problems, and this is where I'll break it. Because indirect percussion wouldn't be a problem getting these out. But I like trying to do it different methods and techniques. Figuring out how to get problems out. I'm gonna set this over here. And what I want is I've got some hinges right in there. I'm gonna try to come across and thin this, and it's gonna go in there and hinge, and I'm gonna come out here and take the hinges out. It ought to be real super duper thin. And I kind of put a little pressure on my grinding there. Man, that took the hinges out 90%. Moved them up here a little bit, but they just about gone. When I said move them, it took the lower ones out and made it look like it made it high, but it was already that high just because the low part's missing. Because it was the whole length, you didn't pay any attention to where the height was at, the highest part of it. I can come right across there. Now what I'm gonna try to do, and I'm crazy probably for doing this, but anyway, if it breaks, y'all laugh at me. I'm gonna kind of come right across here and take those hinges out there. Got them all out but one spot. There they went. Okay, folks. Put this over here in my super duper pile. I gotta get busy and start putting some knife handles on. Y'all have a blessed day.